This is Betty and Veronica, number 183. It says Archie's Girls, Betty and Veronica. In the Archie series, it's sold for 15 cents. And Veronica says, it's the new peasant look. And Betty says, at prices only royalty can afford. And in the window, it says peasant midi dresses. One for $64 and one for $72. And this is from March 1971, published by Close Up Inc. And on the inside cover, there's an advertisement for Academy for Home Study. Now you can finish high school at home, qualify for a better job, higher pay, greater security. The first story is Betty and Veronica in A Stitch in Time. And Betty's crying. She said, sob, Mom, I'm sorry, but I can't help it. Veronica's always putting me down about my wardrobe. And Mrs. Cooper says, it's the dance, isn't it? She knows you can't afford the kind of clothes she can buy. It's always the same. Well, maybe you don't have her money, but she doesn't have your talent. Talent? Sewing. Come on, we're going to whip up a creation that'll make you the belle of the ball. We want something unusual, different. I've got just the thing. It just came in. It's a copy of a brand new original by the great Italian designer Emilio Muzzi. And Betty says, ridiculous. He'd never allow patterns of his designs to be sold. He's much too exclusive. And the lady says, but this design was smuggled out of his studio by a clever spy posing as a sequin salesman. Even Amelia doesn't know it's gone. But that's crooked. Look, as soon as he unveils his original, it gets copied anyway. This time the copy is out before the original. And Mrs. Cooper says, if they're selling it over the counter, I guess it's all right. It's a very competitive world. That's a real groovy dress, and I can't wait to get started. And Mrs. Cooper kind of swings the lamp around and says to Mr. Cooper, sorry, dear, women at work. We're working toward a deadline, and we have no time for male interference. And he's sitting there reading his paper, and there's an exclamation point and question mark. He says, but what did... And she goes, shush, go, go, go. And he's in the kitchen now at the table, says, humph, that's all I've got to say, humph. Hours later, don't you think it's about time for bed? And they both yell, no. Betty's dance dress is more important than sleep, and we've got a long way to go. You fall asleep over that machine, and you're liable to take a tuck in your lip. Go to bed, dear. Next morning, ring, alarm clock goes off, and Mr. Cooper comes downstairs and says, oh, for Pete's sake. And he finds Betty and her mother asleep in the living room. Come on, you two. Go up to bed and get some rest. And Mrs. Cooper says, what time is it? Put on the coffee. There's no time for sleep. This will take all day. The dance is tonight, Daddy. And through the day. Oh, Mother, you're an angel. It's turning out gorgeous. It is good, isn't it? We'll show that Veronica Lodge this time. Yawn. I think that's it. Shall we try it on? Beautiful. Emilio himself couldn't done better. Hang it up. We have time for 2 hours sleep before you have to get ready for the dance. Betty, Mrs. Cooper, I won't be a minute. I just have to show you something. Maybe Betty will be showing you something tonight. Wonderful. But look, I just had to run over and give you a preview. Ever hear of Emilio Muzzi, the groovy Italian designer? Well, guess what he did just for me? Well, aren't you going to look? I don't want to look. Do you want to look, Mom? Not me. I don't want to look. And it's the same dress. And there's an advertisement for Boys, Girls Get in the Big Holloway Bike Stakes. Win a free bike, 300 winners from the makers of Slowpoke, Black Cow, and Milk Duds. 50 first prizes AMF Hercules Super Deluxe, 100 second prizes Roadmaster Renegade, and 150 third prizes Baja Bike. And here's Little Jinx, and it's your move. Why, you hit me, Greg. You got me right in the eye. Well, it's your fault, Little Jinx. My fault? Yes, it was. I wasn't aiming to hit you. I was only trying to scare you, and you moved. And here's a Veronica pinup. Daddy, what makes you think you understand our generation? Simple. I have grown long sideburns. That's why. And here's free giant stallion mural, full color masterpiece, superb original oil painting reproduction. Yours free when you purchase these 4 magnificent thoroughbreds. And it's from Colonial Studios. Please send me the 4 color thoroughbred prints for just $1 plus 25 postage and my giant mural free. Here's Veronica and Never a Crossword. Why are you looking so distracted about Ronnie? I'm going crazy trying to finish this crossword puzzle, Archie. It's got me stumped. Maybe you can help me. What's a 3-letter word meaning dull grayish brown? Dull grayish brown? Let me see. That should be... And there's Reggie with question mark. And then at the bottom it says Archie Series. Only Archie Series comic books carry this trademark. Reggie says, hee hee, why are you asking Archie? He's lucky if he can remember his own name. Now what seems to be the problem, Ronnie? The great mind of Mantle is eagerly waiting to be of assistance. Archie says, the problem is that you came over here sticking your nose into something you haven't got the smarts to know anything about. And Reggie says, is that so? And Archie says, yeah, that's so. Veronica says, fellows, knock it off. This isn't helping me finish the crossword puzzle. All I want is to find a 3-letter word. Reggie says, lay it on me, beautiful. There isn't anything the great one doesn't know. Veronica says, all right, genius. What's a 3-letter word meaning dull grayish brown? And Reggie has question mark. He says, I know it like I know my own name. And Archie says, then it must be spelled N-U-T. Nut. Reggie says, oh yeah. Archie says, yeah. Veronica says, forget it, fellows. Here comes Dilton. He'll know what the word is. Dilton says, hi, kids. Dilton, I need a 3-letter word meaning dull grayish brown. What is it? I know that word. It's, oh shucks. I have it right on the tip of my tongue and I can't pronounce it. Oh, heck, what is the word? Here comes Moose. Let's ask him. Ask Moose? Hee hee, you gotta be kidding. If I don't know it, how do you expect him to know it? Ha, 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 hee, hoo, hoo. What's so funny, fellas? I'm trying to finish a crossword puzzle and I can't find a 3-letter word meaning dull grayish brown. Duh, you mean nobody else knows it? That's about the size of it, Moose. Hee, 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 this is too much. Ha, 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 ha. The word isn't duh either, Moose. Duh, well, if you ask my buddy Dilton and he didn't know it, then it can't be done. That's it, Moose. That's the word. And Archie has exclamation point. Reggie has a question mark. Moose says, it is? Question mark. Dilton says, dun. D-U-N. A horse with a dun color with a black mane and tail. It fits. Moose, you're a genius. That's it. I could kiss you. Smack. Duh. It was nothing, Ronnie. Anytime you want a problem solved, you call me. I'll be glad to help out. And Reggie says, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And Archie says, what's the old saying, Reg? Ignorance is bliss. The only thing you're missing is bliss. And here is a Betty and Veronica pinup. Archie, how do you like my Indian outfit? I surrender. I surrender. And then there's an order form for Archie Quarter Comics. Get in the groove for a giant fun-in. Fill out the coupon below and order the comics of your choice. And they've got Archie Annual number 22, Reggie's Wise Guy Jokes 17, Everything's Archie 13, Jughead's Jokes 23, Archie's Pals and Gals 63, Little Archie 64, Madhouse Glad's Annual 8, Archie's TV Laugh Out 6, Archie's Jokes 174, Benny and Veronica Summer Fun 175, The World of Jughead 183, Archie's Christmas Stocking 179, Benny and Veronica Christmas Spectacular 180, The World of Archie 182, Benny and Veronica Spectacular 173. Oh, look, this is coming out a little bit. Betty and Veronica in Cold Comfort. Okay, so these men are whistling at Betty and Veronica, and we know this is probably sounding like... And Betty says, giggle, those boys whistled at us. And Veronica says, what do you mean us? And Betty has a question mark. How can you be so sure it was just for you? Really, darling, look at you and look at me. Okay, so there's a little more of you showing. What does that prove? Wee, look, guys, we're looking. Now we'll find out. I'm sure we will. Out of my way, Charlie. Go home. Your mother's calling you. It's fate, doll. Fate has thrown us together. Careful, baby. He suffers from chronic stupidity. Betty says, chronic stupidity. Ha ha, that's very funny. And the guy says, one slide, feller, will ya? And Betty says, feller. And the guy says, how about choosing one of us and going for a pizza? So they're all hovering around Veronica. Veronica says, feller, giggle, you're my choice, hee hee. I think I love you, especially your choice of words. What did he say that was good? Beats me. And Betty walks away, feller. That's it, the very bottom, last final straw. I can take a hint. By gosh, I don't have to be hit over the head. Chic, chic, chic. That's the word from here on out. Veronica was right, and I was wrong. Oh, I can admit that. Wrong, wrong, wrong. If this is the way to do it, then this is the way it's got to be done. And then she's thinking, chatter, chatter. Of course, it isn't the most comfortable way to do it. And she's like freezing cold here. She says, outfits like these may warm up the boys, but they sure turn a little girl blue. I like the boys as well, but the next girl, sorry, as well as the next girl, but it's cold out here. In fact, it's cold enough to freeze a polar bear's nose. And Betty's mother says, Betty Cooper, will you please put some clothes on? It's below freezing out there. And she's thinking, Mom, you give the nicest orders. And somebody says, hi, guy. And she says, hi. She's all bundled up, but they can't tell she's a girl because she's all bundled up. But at least she's warm. Here's some advertisements on this page for a 10-way hairpiece, 10 glamorous styles, plus bun, mob maker, ponytail braid, chingon, beehive, height maker, face flatter, countess style, madam ambassador, etc. $1. And then there's up to $1,000 paid for this defective 6-cent stamp. And then there's Mighty Muscles, Karate, and Judo Defense. Send only $2 for a muscle builder. And then there's the thing, you can learn to draw comics at home from experts. Earn big money. No salesman, no contract. Send 25 cents for full information. Send for art director's course. Mail Sack Inc. in Roslyn, New York. Okay, and here's Dear Betty and Veronica. I have always been quick to join many school activities lately. I've been having second thoughts about my being active. Every time there's a job to be done, I'm asked to do it. The people who have signed up for committees call me and offer some excuse why they can't do it. Am I a good-natured boo for taking over and accomplishing their tasks? I don't want to be taken advantage of. This is from NS in Bellbrook, Ohio. I wouldn't say you're a boob. The reason they turn to you is because you're reliable and responsible. Be proud that they feel they can count on you. Remember, you are not the problem. You're part of the solution. And the next letter is, when my boyfriend starts complaining about things, that drives me crazy. Movies, TV shows, eating places we go to will bring on complaints. Otherwise, he is great. How can I get him to stop? From GM in Seminole, Texas. A little hint might do the trick. The next time he does it, tell him the complaint department is closed. The next letter is, it was love at first sight. Now I'm wondering if I wasn't wrong. I've been noticing all the shortcomings more and more. Could I have been so wrong at the beginning? From WF in Clinton, Connecticut. Very possible. Remember, love at first sight is cured by second sight. Write your letters to Dear Betty and Veronica, care of Archie Comics, 1116 First Avenue, New York, New York, 10021. And then there's a Veronica pinup. And Veronica says, Archie, what should I wear tonight? My mini or my midi? And Archie says, wear the mini. It matches my allowance. And here's an advertisement for Columbia Records Club. Now save almost 50% on the hit records you want, and here are your savings in advance. Any 12 hit records for only $2.86 plus mailing and handling. If you join the club now and agree to purchase just 10 records during the coming 2 years, you will have up to 300 records a month to choose from. And then on the order form, you've got to put in the numbers. And then my main musical interest is either easy listening, country, or today's sounds. So let's just look at some of these randomly and see how many that you recognize. The Best of Jerry Butler, Dionne Warwick, The Hollies, The Association, Iron Butterfly, Simon and Garfunkel, Three Dog Night, Steppenwolf, Bill Cosby, The Best of Peter, Paul and Mary, Poco. There's more Three Dog Night, more Steppenwolf. The Fifth Dimension. I really do like them. Otis Redding. Oh, love Otis Redding. Bobby Sherman, Jethro Tull, Blood, Sweat and Tears, James Taylor, Chicago, Santana, Mark Lindsay, The Mamas and the Papas, Tom Jones, The Best of Tommy James, sorry. I thought it said Tony James, Tommy James. Janis Joplin, Sly and the Family Stone, Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits. There's other ones here too. I know who most of these are. There might be a couple I'm not sure about. Some of these people are still performing now. Some of them are not, and some of them have passed away. Okay, Betty and Veronica and Money's Not Everything. Oh golly, yes, Betty. Sometimes it's such a rat race being at my end of the social ladder. Glamorous parties, gorgeous guys. Whew. It's much easier being down there on the lower rungs where you are. And Mr. Lodge says, egad. And Smithers says, when she does it to Archie, it's amusing. But when she puts that sweet kid Betty, grrr. Veronica yells, Smithers, where are you, Smithers? And he's thinking, no wonder nobody calls her Sugar Lips anymore. And at the bottom it says Archie Series. Only Archie Series comic books carry this trademark. Veronica says, ice cream, Smithers. See if you can rustle up some ice cream for what's-her-name and me. Veronica says, haha, sorry about that, Betty. It's hard enough to keep up with all my blue-blooded friends' names. You understand. And Betty says, of course, Ron. And Smithers says, one more dig at that poor kid, and even if it costs me my job. Veronica says, give Betty the larger portion, Smithers. I got a figure to maintain. Ha, ha, ha. Very good, Miss Veronica. The butterscotch sauce with Gaston's compliments, Miss Betty. Why, how sweet of them. Your ice cream, miss. Oops, plop. And so he drops the ice cream on Veronica's lap. Yuck, Smithers, you've frozen my legs. Yuck. And he says, oh, I'm so sorry, Miss Veronica. That was very clumsy of me. I'll get you another dish of ice cream, Veronica. He has like an evil grin on his face. Veronica says, never mind, I don't want any. Come on, Betty, we'll go into the kitchen and see what's good. Veronica says, I'm thirsty, Gaston. Give us something cold to drink. Veronica says, oh, no, thanks, Ron. I'm filled up. In my house, when I drink, you drink. Poor Gaston. Oui, Miss Veronica. No, that's not right. Veronica. Veronica says, where are you going? The good glasses for special guests like Miss Betty. Veronica says, oh, knock it off, Gaston. It's just Betty. Veronica says, what's so special about that, eh, Betty? Yes, what's so special? Besides, these aren't our best glasses. And then, eek, it pours all over her. Dribble, drip, slop, slash. Oh, I'm so sorry, Miss Veronica. There must have been a crack in the glass. Heh, heh. I'm drenched. Go home, Betty. I've got to get out of these wet clothes and take a shower. Sigh. Goodbye, Gaston. Thank you for the soda. I was honored to eat Miss Betty. Thank you for the ice cream, Smithers. A pleasure, Miss Betty. Sorry, Betty. Veronica seemed to be very uptight today. Boy, if she only knew how lucky she is, I'm sure wish I was rich like she is. And Mr. Lodge says, poor Betty. She's twice as rich as Veronica, and she isn't aware of it. And he and Smithers and Gaston are admiring her as she walks away, and Gaston says smack in his blowing kisses. The end. And on the inside back cover, there's an advertisement for International Correspondence School. Where do you go from here? And cars are a way of life. You built them from the ground up. You know how to get that last horse. All right, where do you go from here? Do you want your own service shop? Maybe you'd like to be sitting in Detroit designing the cars of tomorrow, or you want to be an automotive or aeronautical engineer. Wishing won't make it so. These jobs take special training. You have to know the mathematics behind the mechanics, the geometry of design, and the structure of a successful business. How do you get this training? You do it through the success-proven ICS method at home study. And then it has an order form, and then it has different categories you can order. And the back cover has an advertisement for Youth Opportunity Sales Club. $1 worth of fast-selling flour and vegetable seeds to show you how easy it is to make money and earn prizes. It's fun, it's easy. And there's the cover again. Thank you for watching.